Hello, everybody. Welcome to another individual song reaction. Today, we are doing Kashmir, live from Celebration Day. This was 2007, I believe. The gents were in their 60s when they did this. Joined by, I believe, Jason Bonham is his name, John Bonham's son, on drums. And they didn't go on tour. They just basically had this one performance, if I'm not mistaken, at London's O2 Arena. But I was told to check this out. Kashmir was one of my favorite tracks off of Physical Graffiti. If you haven't seen that reaction, go watch it. I'll put the link in the description. If you're nice, I'll do that. Yeah, the great track. Very interesting atmosphere. Little atypical for Led Zeppelin, as was a good handful of tracks off of Physical Graffiti. So let's see what this one is like. I'm eager to see them performing when they're a little bit older, you know? So here we go. Grandpa Jimmy. Great tone on the guitar. It's going to be cool to watch this performance because, like, even though the Madison Square Garden performance was really great of what I've seen so far, watching this, you know, everyone in the crowd has had decades upon decades to kind of like sink into this music, and this band has so much clout by this point. So it kind of lends itself to a different kind of atmosphere in the crowd. No 60-year-old torsos. I'm disappointed. I like that he's playing the string riff on the guitar. John Paul Jones should have put that wig back on. Such a good Arabic flair to this song. I'm sure you guys are well versed in Led Zeppelin dumb. What did Jimmy Page do once Led Zeppelin broke up? Was he just like a session musician, or kind of like Johnny Marr, where like once the Smiths broke up, he would just show up to different bands and stuff and just like contribute randomly? Like, what did Jimmy Page do from like whatever it was? When did Led Zeppelin end? Late 70s, early 80s? Like from then to just 2020? What's he been doing? I could look up on Wikipedia, but I'll have you guys do the heavy lifting for me. Sorry to keep pausing it. I feel like it's a testament. Like, I mean, these guys in their heyday, they were in their 20s. Like, that's really remarkable. And they were making music that was so mature that, like, it very often, whenever you get like reunion tours, like when the band members are in their 40s to 60s, kind of after their prime, it just doesn't hold up. It doesn't make sense. It's like seeing Weezer play some of their like their tracks from older albums is just kind of, excuse me, just kind of like cringy. It's like, you guys are older than this material like indicates, or like should be, connected to. It's like, I don't want to hear of like a 40, 50-year-old Rivers Cuomo singing tracks off of the Blue Album or Pinkerton. It just doesn't make sense. But like, these guys were making such mature music in their 20s that seeing them play it in their 60s, it works incredibly well. Like, this performance, like, this holds up. Like, this is like legitimate. It's not like, oh, look at them, look at them try. Good, good attempt. It's like, no, they're killing it because the material, it has had time to ferment into something very potent in culture, and like, these guys being older, it just kind of plays into that. You know what I mean? We still have the Jimmy Page faces. swing back for the gong. Pretty legit. I dig that. Like I said, it's cool to see a band kind of play their material later on in life, and it kind of takes on a whole new meaning. Like, very rarely do bands create material early on in their career that ages well with them going forward. So I've heard that like pretty much most people wanted this reunion tour to happen except for Plant, if I'm not mistaken. And Plant wanted to withhold because he didn't want to do it without John Bonham, which I can see that angle. I can see both angles, actually. I'm not sure which is correct. Like, obviously a lot of money and memories and experiences would have happened if a tour were to commence. But I understand the appeal of, like, with Bonham gone, the band is pretty much gone or done. Kind of like with Joy Division, they said, like, if, one of them were to, like, not be in the band, they were going to rename and do something else. It's like, I respect that attitude. It's kind of crazy to think, though, that, like, a Led Zeppelin reunion is more likely to happen than a Smiths reunion. But in both cases, like, if that were to happen, just like millions of dollars in revenue, big deal. Everyone would watch and pay attention to it. But yeah, that was legit. I like it. Kashmir, like I said, one of my favorites off of Physical Graffiti. For some reason, I feel like it warrants its length, even though it's a very simple song that kind of repeats motifs multiple times. It just has this really epic feel to it. And like with Stairway to Heaven, that has that medieval folk angle, this has that Arabic angle. And I respect it because, like, you could even tell, like, John Paul Jones, JPJ, is that how you say it? You have to have some kind of knowledge of those scales and modes if you're going to play those kind of melodies. You have to have that music theory. So I always respect that. Good. Thank you, guys. That is all I have for you right now. Tune back in because I've got more in the pipeline. That is all I have for you now, though. Fare thee well. Godspeed.